what's up? I'm Kelvin representing OK Tech Tip, and today we'll be talking about the shutdown option. When we talk about the shutdown option, what we mean are those options available for we computer users. When we go to our start button that is located in our taskbar, when we go to our start button and you click it, you'll see what we call the shutdown, and you see a kind of buzz indicating that there are more options here. When you click this button here, a dialog box will pop up. In this dialog box, we'll see something like this option. I know you've seen this option before. You see the number one, you will have the switch user. Number two, we have the log off. Number three, I think we have the lock. Number four, after the lock, I think we have the restart. After the restart, we have the sleep mode. After the sleep mode, you will see the hibernation. Hibernation. It's hibernation. You'll see these options. Now, a lot of us will just throw down and you go to your switch off. You just go to your shutdown option and you shut down your system. Notwithstanding, the minute you would on it later, or notwithstanding, if you're still going to use it within a short period of time. Now, all these options are what I'm going to tell you today, so sit back and relax because OK Tech Tip is here for you. So, the first option which you will see before the drop down options is what we call the shutdown option. Now, the shutdown option can be defined as when you want to turn your system. Is the process of turning your system to an off state. It just go off instantly. It close all your programs, close all your open files, but it will notify you before shutting it down that all your files and programs will not be saved. So if you desire to save any files and programs, you still have the chance to do so before you shut down. Now we have what we call the switch user. This switch user, just like in your Facebook, you can open a Facebook for yourself and for your sister, and with time, each user, your Facebook is different from the one your sister opened, but the both of you are opening it in the same mobile phone. The both of you can switch user, but each user will have its or her own password, different password for different user. What this switch user does, let's say user A is using the system. Now user B wants to make use of the system. Instead of you going and doing everything, user A, B will just switch to user A will just switch to user B. But if you switch user without logging off, B can still come back to A and password would not be asked. As in, the system will not have to notify the person to input any password. But if you log off, before anybody will have to open that particular place, the person will have to input a password. That is if you actually secure your user account with a password. Now, when we're talking about the lock screen, let's say you are running something you don't want anybody to see. You are doing something, or you're watching a kind of a bad movie you don't want anybody to see, and mistakenly someone just comes, and before the person look at your screen, you still have the time to just go and you lock the screen. When we lock the screen, there is a shortcut for this lock screen. It is called Window plus L. When you press Window plus L, it's not window, then you press plus and L. You hold down your window key and your L key. It will automatically lock the screen. Just that. it lock the screen, and it will take you back to the interface where you actually see something, your username, and it will create a password. If you leave your system like this and go, let's say you're running something and your things, you have to go to the toilet to make use of the toilet, just lock your screen. Nobody can go there without knowing your password to see what you're doing. That is what lock is all about. Now, when we talk about the restart is like rebuilding your system. It's like rebooting it. It closes all programs and files. It shuts it down. It stays for like some minutes, and it go back and run what we call the booting. I made a video on this booting. I'll drop the description of the video below in the description of this one, so you can just go there and check out what booting is. So it's closed down and it goes back to what? Booting. It boots back your system, load your operating system, and bring back your system to you like you just restarted. It comes back like in the home state. Bringing everything, OS and everything, running BIOS, running your posts and everything. That is what restart is all about. Now we are going to focus on two main things that people really don't know, but a lot of people use them. We'll be talking about the sleep and the hibernation. When we talk about sleep mode, this is how sleep mode works. This is how it works. When you put your system or your PC in a sleep mode, all your programs and files that you are working with at that particular time. When I mean working with at that particular time, I mean, let's say for example, you're browsing, you open up your web browser, you're playing your multimedia, you open up your multimedia, you're playing music, and let's say you're programming, you open up your C++, or you're writing something like in your notepad, and all of them are open, and you really want to go and do something. If you put your system in a sleep mode, what it does is that it takes all your open files and it stores them into what we call the RAM. It takes all your open files, programs, documents, and everything, stores them into what we call the RAM, and your system the screen will go off. Although it still draws some energy, though the screen is off, it draws some power, a lot of power. But one of the advantages of sleep mode is that if you hover around your mouse, or you hover with your mouse, everything comes up so fast. But the disadvantages of putting it in a sleep mode is that if you put your system in a sleep mode, and let's say the percentage of your battery percentage is not much, let's say you have something like 25% in your battery, and you put it in sleep mode, you know that it saves everything into your RAM. And mind you, RAM is what we call the non-volatile memory. What is non-volatile memory? These are memory that don't retain power. As in, they are memory that they need electricity to stay on. They need power. Once the power once the power goes off, everything under your RAM will not be saved. It will automatically be erased. That is when you put your system in a sleep mode. Now let us talk about the giant of all, the hibernation. What the heck happens when you put your system in an hibernation mode? What this hibernation does is that when you put your system in an hibernation mode, all your open files or your documents which you open at that particular time save into what we call your boot drive. This your boot drive can be your HDD, which is your hard disk drive. It can be your SSD, which we call the solid SSD. Drop this in the description below. Solid drive, yeah, I think it's your solid drive, something like that. Yeah, solid drive. So when you store this in your boot drive, mind you, boot drive is what we call the volatile. Volatile memory are memory that can retain whatever is saved in it even without electricity. So all your open files, even when you have 25% and your battery goes down, like real down, your system goes off. Anytime you charge up your battery, your laptop, your system, you can still what? Open up your files, and it will be the same way you stop it, the same way you leave it there, the same way you leave all your stuff, it will still be there. That is one thing about the hibernation mode, because you save it into what we call the boot drive, your SSD, your hard drive. You can still get all your stuff back no matter the days you charge your system and you boot it back on. But one thing about the hibernation mode is that it's not as fast as the sleep mode. I told you when you over your mouse or you over through your cursor in your laptop, your sleep mode comes up, wake up very fast because the RAM memory are so fast. But when you save it in your hibernation, it takes some time. It takes some time to wake up. It takes a bit time, a lot of time to wake up because your boot drive is slow. That is one of the disadvantages of what we call the hibernation mode. But now, you can ask me, someone asked me, okay, if this is all about this, if the sleep mode stayed into the RAM, and this wake up fast, and this is fast, and this save into your boot drive, and it's slow to wake, then what will be the scenario? What will be the best time for you to make use of this time? A lot of us, a lot of computer users will just, let's say, they really just want to go up to the next room while they're walking to pick up something, instead of them to put it in the sleep mode. Because you're not going to waste a lot of time. You're going to the next room, the next office, the office beside you, to pick up something. Why don't you just put it in a sleep mode? If you even know you're going to waste about, let's say, 30 minutes, you can put it in sleep mode. So when you come back, you overrun your mouse and your work comes back on. Or let's say you are in your class and you'll be doing a kind of an exam in another class. Let's say 2 miles. No, not even 2 miles. Let's say 2 buildings away from where you are. A lot of people can put it in a hibernation state. But mind you, hibernation is slow and you really need your system to do a particular exam. You can just put it in sleep mode, because if you put it in an hibernation mode, others will have started exam and you'll still be waiting for your system to boot on, to come up. So those are the scenarios where you actually need a sleep mode, where you will not be wasting time. You just need it to come up and everything comes back up for you to use. But when you be gone for a very long time, let's say you're working with your system and your mom call you and need you to run some errand for her. You don't know the time you're going to come back. You don't know how many minutes you spend there. The best thing for you to do is put it in this hibernation mode, because no matter the percentage of electricity you have, the power you have going into your system, no matter how you see, even if your system goes off before you comes back, all your files, all your documents, all your running program will still open for you, even if it's slow. Do what? We are impatient, because as long as my files are back, what else do I need coming fast for? Who need a marathon race? Who need a car? So that's why you need an hibernation mode. I'm Calvin, representing OK Tech Tip. I believe you understand these stuff. If you like it, give me a thumbs up. If you dislike it, comment on the box below. And if you find it helpful, don't forget to share.